Alright, here we go. It's time to continue playing Euro Truck Simulator 2. We are currently in Denmark. And we're also currently on the wrong side of our driver's cabin. Did swap it out for driving a little bit in the British Isles. Didn't help as much as I hoped, but yeah, if you do a lot of driving in England and such, I can see it working. But now we're in Denmark, and we had kind of a plan on what to do, which would be, yeah, heading out east into Balticum and driving south through Poland, maybe into Germany a little bit, Czech Republic, and east as well, Polish and whatever this is, Hungary, maybe. And yeah, let's see how much of that we can do today. And then we're kind of about to start a new playthrough with some more difficult settings for ourselves. Driving without a GPS and stuff like that, but that's for later. And I'm probably going to try to install the pro mods for that playthrough. If I manage to do that. We'll see. Seems complicated. Who knows? But how are we looking as a driver? We are sitting on the wrong side. Yep, that's for sure. Oh, the thing is over here as well. 7 hours until next rest stop. That's pretty decent. We can work with that, I think. Let's check in the job market. We could do something like that, take us all the way up, and then we can probably go south from there. That's not absolutely insane, actually. Kind of like that, and driving once more through Sweden as well. Could be nice. That is actually slightly better. Hello, Miriam. Hello, hello. Happy you found me this early. Starting a little bit early today. Got the DLC, yes. As a matter of fact, I had all the DLCs installed. I guess they're just not showing up that frequently for me. I don't know if I'm visiting the wrong spots for grabbing certain jobs or what. Or maybe my truck isn't good enough for handling those. Maybe I need to level up. I don't know. We don't see a lot of those special delivery stuff. Don't know if I need to press a certain tab here or something. So maybe you need to go into quick job and just grab a truck that can actually handle it. I don't know exactly how it works. But yeah, let's do this one. Let's see, we got a long way to pick it up. Yes, and it's a 20-hour trip. That's with the boat. It's Sunday, we got 2 days, we should be able to sleep during all of that as well. Very surprised this is 20 hours. Really? Must be a slow ferry. Let's do it. And if the game looks a little bit different from before, I tried to change some settings around, trying to get better performance. And didn't really manage to do that. So I've lowered some settings. I couldn't really tell any difference, but there might be some things here and there that looks different. Because I was trying to lower the GPU usage, but the main culprit when it comes to that is I'm running the game at a 400% scaling, which is in a sense increasing the resolution in a fake sense. And that is quite straining for my GPU, which is, I mean, the game is not running badly. Still feel like I could crank out a little bit. It is running at 100% at all time, which is maybe not super good. It's not super bad either. But I need to run it at a 400% scaling, because otherwise every single vertical line is going to be flickering like crazy. And I don't like that. So every time you're driving past a building or a fence, it's just going to be flickering like crazy if you run it at anything lower than 400%. I do believe there is a fix for that without running it on 400%. So once I've installed Pro mods, I do believe there are additional settings through that. I remember seeing something about that when I first checked this up, when I started playing the game. So I'm hoping through or for our next playthrough, we can have a little bit of a smoother experience and maintain good visuals. That's my hope. I keep stopping where I can't see the red light. I guess I can see it on the left side here, so it's fine. That's 7th gear. That's fine. Oh, I should also... Fuck. I should have swapped the wheel out first. Can we do that? Kind of forgot about that. There's a thing over here, actually. Okay. Let's do that first. Should be able to do that. No, you get all the jobs as long as you have the DLC. Yeah, I guess it's just random that we're not finding the spots where we can pick them up or something. Because we definitely have not seen too many of them showing up, even if we're scrolling through all the jobs. But yeah. And we'll see once we reach over across the sea past Sweden. We can see if we can try to find some, because then we're not in a hurry reaching a new place, you know. I'm not in a hurry now either, actually, but... Okay, I took that a little bit wide. Just a little bit. Is this it? Yeah, it is. I'm not blinking, but that's fine. That's not it, right? There we go. English driver, yeah, I know. I kind of forgot about that. Well, I didn't forget about it, but... I mean, I could have kept driving like that, I guess. And the damages, sure. Fix that up. Okay. Let's go back to this. This is gonna be nice. We can get rid of these. And get rid of that. Nice. And I don't know if I need to change. We can just remove that, right? Yeah. So yeah, you also get a couple of different options for which engine to run the game through. And I guess I just, when I started playing this game, I just immediately chose DirectX 11, and I think it's the correct one to use. I don't know what the native engine would use. I don't know if it's an engine necessarily, but, you know, whatever that is. But yeah, I think DirectX 11 should be the correct one to use. It's also strange, I thought I capped my frame rate at 60 frames per second, but I guess that didn't take. Try that as well, because that shouldn't make any difference. Yeah, so... What? Why am I getting more than 60 frames? I guess that has nothing to do with... I guess I need to VSync it as well. Interesting. I don't know if that's gonna work too well, because... I'm just gonna try it. Might get some screen tears, but if we can get a couple of frames extra... Well, not frames extra, but more stable... And this still is good, 20 hour, kind of hard to tell. I think this would be 10, 12 hours up here. We need to sleep somewhere in the middle. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, yeah, we got plenty of time. And I guess I shouldn't get too many screen tears, even if it normally leads to screen tears running at a lower frame rate. There's not a lot of vertical movement, so I don't think we can notice it. And obviously I should have... I don't know if it matters if I would have set my my monitor itself to 60 as well. Because now it's running at 144. So it's kind of strange running the game at 60. Okay. Have I made a single pickup without trouble since we changed the way it works? I don't think we have. I mean, how is that not it? How far away are we? Okay, yeah. It looks perfect on this side, but I guess the trailers are always a little wider than I expect them to. My skinny, skinny truck. There we go. Oh, that's 7th gear. That's a little bit too much. What are we hauling? Used plastics. Talon. Just send all of our used plastics over to Talon. Seems good. What the... That was a... Oh, wait a minute. No? Oh, watch out for the sign. Okay, wow. That was actually tricky getting out of there. Why am I first gear? What happened? Okay. Oh man, feels nice being on the correct side again, both in our cabin and in the world. Also having kilometers per hour feels good, and our mirrors are back to working properly. That's a very strange bug we encountered by just sitting on the wrong side of the cabin. The mirrors were just completely busted. And also, playing this game, I hear the rumbling of the loose membrane or whatever it is in my left ear. I haven't thought about that for the entire week. This is the only game that produces that vibrating sound. I guess there's a really low rumbling in the truck. I guess I need to buy a couple of new headphones. Should I go for the same brand, same model? should I try something else? Good question. I mean, I've been really happy with these. But if they're gonna break within a year or so, I should try something else. Could be bad luck with these, I guess. I was trying to turn my head, but I was in the wrong camera mode. That's fine. Yeah, I don't know why the first turn was so weird. I think I was driving strangely because I thought it was in a different gear or something. Just when we left the parking place. And I gotta say, I really don't notice any difference running the game in locked 60 FPS or whatever random number I got without doing that. I mean, it's not a fast-paced game, you don't need those extra frames for doing anything. So 60 frames per second is actually fine. And if anything, the game might feel a little bit smoother, actually. Oh wow, we're on to the bridge already. Leading to Sweden! Which makes sense. I mean, it's... We're leaving Copenhagen, driving through Malmo, so yeah. I'm always surprised seeing speeding offense. Alright, well, fucking Sweden. Always surprising seeing the signs in Sweden. You just recognize them. So 172. Yeah. Man, I don't remember what it usually costs crossing the bridge and the tunnel. I guess that's pretty reasonable. Is it though? I feel like it's a little bit steep. Now, it is kind of strange. I've already been up on the side, on the lines twice, which we haven't really been doing lately. I think my mind got a little bit reset while we were driving on the right side. $2,050. That cannot be true for crossing the bridge. The weird thing is, I can't even remember what the price was at all last time I crossed the bridge, so I don't remember if it was like 1,000 or if it was like 100. I'm not talking euros now, I'm talking Swedish crowns. So 1,000 would be basically 100 euro. Then again, I've never paid full price. I've always used a one of the, what are they called? You know, the passes, whatever they're called. Where you basically pay a yearly fee, and then you get a discount every time you drive across the bridge. So my memory is also a little bit faulty since I never paid the full price. Because if you just take the train across, it's not too bad, the ticket price. So, but then again, I guess they make all the money off of traffic. Could also be that it is way pricier for, you know, a truck like this, which is working. I don't. Maybe you can't compare the prices to a regular person just driving across. Might be different prices. Because that's usually how it is, right? Companies can afford to pay whatever price, so they're not gonna complain. It's just calculated into their own prices. €158.4 up to 20 meter? What? Is my thing disconnected again? Oh, that's not the button. Yeah. Yeah, we did thanks to our thing. Okay. Okay, I can tell. Okay, the meters of the truck or the trailer, I see. Okay, I see. I couldn't figure out what the meters was. Okay, I understand now. Mine is 18 meters, I think. Can I tell from this screen? Maybe. How are we doing on our sleep, by the way? 4 hours. Alright, we gotta look for something within an hour or two. And I gotta say, every time we drive in Sweden, it actually feels very Swedish, the environment. So I'm gonna assume that the other countries are very close as well. I mean, it's not accurate exactly, but you know, they capture the feeling of it all. And the type of roads and the type of environments. I think the only thing that isn't exactly accurate... there's... I don't remember how it is exactly, but I think when we're coming a little bit further north, there should be just a shit ton of forests. Which might be the case, but we don't see enough of like mountain regions, not really mountains, but rocky regions where they've been cutting through the rock. Not building tunnels, but just going through the rock, splitting it in two and putting a road in the middle. I feel like that's very common. And I don't think they've added that at all. So this type of region, yep, that is kind of correct, but we should see a little bit more rock on the left and right for these type of places. Maybe not this far south, but a little bit further north. Oh god. Actually don't know where we are currently. Oh yeah. Yeah. Should start to see that type of environment here. Maybe we will. Maybe I didn't pay attention last time. 4 hours still. It's good. Original semi-truck with trailer is 18, alright. But I'm not getting that far up north. Yeah, but it kind of starts that type of region already, kind of south. In the regions we're right now, it should be a little bit more of that. But maybe, yeah, you might be right, maybe there's more of that further north. The ferry probably goes from... I don't think we're going to Finland. I didn't choose that one. I'm going for... Estonia? Is that it? Never learned which is which of the Baltic countries. So I would assume we're driving to Stockholm. Or maybe... we'll see. Oh, this was a weirdly slanted road. What the heck? You've been to Sundsvall? Oh, really? Well, there we go. I have actually not. But for some reason, it is the city I mention the most in my regular day-to-day life. Don't ask me why, it just is that way. So if someone asks something where you're from, or where something takes place, or anything like that, I always say Sundsvall. Always. So that's kind of my favorite Swedish city, even though I've never been. I think it all began when I was younger. One of my friends, he used to just record anything on either a tape cassette or his mini disc or whatever, just random snippets from TV and radio and stuff like that. And he had one snippet that said, it was like an interview on TV or something. In Swedish they said, "Are you from Sundsvall?" And the answer was, "Uh-huh." And we just listened to that over and over. Why? I don't know. It was funny. I think that's where my obsession started. Hello, level 1 also. How are you doing today? Okay, I think we need to look for a place. And, okay, we're driving, yeah, to Stockholm. Okay, we got some sleeping places here. How far is this? I can mark these. I still don't understand why. I can do that. That's just 1 hour. We go a little bit further. Oh god, nope. Now that's a 2, so I've managed to put one other down. Okay, let's do that. 3 hours and 27 minutes. That could be fine. Stop beating me, Wordle. Well, they need to make that game a little bit harder. It's a little bit too easy, I think. Very beautiful city. Was just driving through though. Yeah, So your Sundsvall experience is kind of like my Norway experience then. We just drove across the border, had a pee, and drove back. Always say Silent Hill. Oh. I should. I don't think people will get that though. Wish I ever got a mini disc. Yeah, I mean, that's probably one of my favorite items I ever bought. I had so much. I mean, yeah, it's so good. CD quality, and you could shake it a little bit. It didn't skip and stuff like that, and it was smaller, and you could record directly from a mic. You could just use optical from a CD, getting super quick digital transference. It was just amazing. Mini discs. Let's see, 327. Can we do that? No, we cannot. A little bit optimistic there. Why can't I see my marker? Okay, there it is. So I guess we have to do this if we don't want to drive into Linköping, which we don't want to do. Let's do that. Yeah, but Wordle, thank you for actually getting me into that. That's kind of, I like the game. It's very good. Even though I just played for 2 days. But I like that type of game, and as I suspected, it's very similar to the board game Mastermind. I don't know if that game has a different name in other places. It's probably the same, right? It's the same concept. The only thing making Wordle a little bit easier than Mastermind is that you actually know which of the letters is in the correct place or in an incorrect place. I think they should have not done that. You should just get information about you got one letter absolutely correct, or you got one letter correct but in the wrong spot. They shouldn't tell you which it is. But then I guess you needed more tries, I think. Because there's more letters than there are colors in the Mastermind game. So it would have been a little bit too hard, but maybe if you got 15 tries or something, it would be a little bit more challenging. Then again, I think I've been pretty lucky on my tries so far. I've kept getting some decent letters in my first guess. And that helps quite a bit. But it was a long drive between Östersund and Sundsvall. Not much to see by night. Yeah, I can imagine. Oh, something is happening. Okay. He already started yawning, so I guess it's a good thing if we're actually stopping early. That seemed too wide to be the place where I was supposed to get off the street, but I guess it was. Is it called a street? Nah, a road? Is that more accurate? Is there a difference? Where am I supposed to... I'm hoping this is for trucks right here. Yeah, maybe. Alright, nice. New games on tryout. Depends on what you mean by that. I'm gonna start playing 2 new games the week that comes up at least. I'm giving up on Deponia, so I'm gonna start playing Pathologic on Tuesday. I just got that feeling for that game when we were playing through Call of Cthulhu, Dark Corners of the Earth. And it's gonna be an experience. It is. It's gonna be a weird experience. I'm looking forward to that quite a bit. And then we're gonna play Banished on Thursdays. A little bit of a city builder management kind of a thing. So it's gonna be fun. Yeah, there's some TV show game that's like Wordle also. Forgot the name. They give you the first letter and 1 less try. Okay. Yeah. Seems like a... yeah. And I mean, you could almost compare it to Wheel of Fortune as well, right? Where you're guessing a word, and if you get the correct letter in a place, you know, it sticks. So there's a lot of versions of word games like that. But if you haven't played the board game Mastermind, you should definitely see if you can find it somewhere. I don't know if they make it any longer. It's really good. I mean, the one we had when I was growing up was probably from the mid-70s or something like that. Was worn down already when I was a kid. It's a really good game. And I think there's probably a couple of different rule sets you can go by with that game. You could probably do the Wordle way and actually mark which color someone guessed absolutely correctly in what slot. But you could also play it a little bit more difficult with just marking that something is correct. Which is nice. It's always good when you have options to choose your difficulty. And also, speaking of new games, there's one game I actually played during the weekend with my friends. I don't know if it's a good single-player game, but it could be. Trying to think about which buttons to press. Ready or Not, which is like a SWAT team thing where you don't break in. Well, you kind of break into a place. And you're gonna have to handle some hostiles and secure some hostages and maybe defuse a bomb and whatnot. There's a couple of different mission types. And we played for a long time. We were 3 guys and we had a really hard time just finishing one mission. But we did do it with an A rating in the end. So it was super fun. And I think it could work doing a solo play as well. So I might try that out in combination with PUBG during the week. I'm not entirely sure you can even start a mission alone, but I think you can. On the Steam page it actually says that it is single player with online co-op, so... I'm trying to fall into my correct speed here. Which I assume is 80. I feel lazy today, so I'm gonna use my cruise control here. 81. It's a little bit too fast. I'm gonna catch up to the other trucks at some point here. Kingdom Rush series. I did check that up as well. Jesus Christ. Man, my memory is so bad sometimes. I remember you have mentioned that before. I thought it was a certain type of game. I checked it up, it wasn't, but I can't remember what it is. Last night took me 3rd try to guess because there are a few words that use the same 4 letters. A $75 original Resident Evil copy arrived, alright. What happened to the $1,200 one? Never bought it? The one I owned since '99 is the Dual Shock version. What does that mean, Dual Shock? Is that something with a vibrating controller or something? Why are you braking like this? Thank you. That is the danger with the cruise control. You're just so relaxed. Barely even keep track of the road. My feet were not on the pedals. 80 precisely. Still catching up to the car in front of me though, which is a bit of a problem. Hopefully I don't need to exit here soon, because this is gonna be a slow overtake. It almost looks like I'm on the wrong road. Nah, it's just because I'm in the left lane, I think. Yeah, I don't know why these guys are not driving 80. I guess they're braking and hitting the gas. Yeah, okay, now we found his speed, yeah. Always takes him a long time to adapt or get back to speed, it seems like. Because now I can never get past this guy. He's actually driving a little bit faster than me. So I'm just blocking all the traffic here in this lane. That's good. Oh, he struggled a little bit there. Don't know why. And this is also why the cruise control is not that great, because I could have easily just driven past him a little bit faster, making my life easier. So I guess I'm doing that. $70? Guess. A dual shock, that's the PlayStation controller, okay. Yeah, I kind of recognize the name, I didn't remember exactly. Yeah, so this is kind of the rocky type of region I was talking about. That we should see a little bit more of out on the regular roads as well. Both left and right. That we don't really see too much of. I think the tower that we see on our left side here, right there between my mirror and the front, I think that's the Cockness Tornet, which would translate to Cookie Nose Tower. Could be something else as well. It doesn't really look like it, but it also has almost the shape of it, so... And that's a bad translation on my side. Yes, yes, it is. Yeah. Don't know what speed we have here. The cars are driving quite fast, so... Might be 80 actually. Well, it wasn't, now it is. Original PS1 didn't have vibration until 3 years later, alright. I've never been a big fan of the vibrating controller. I mean, in certain situations it could be good, but sometimes when it's vibrating a lot, it's kind of hard to play the game, you know? I think we've been I think we've been using the ferry from this place before. I didn't remember it being this far off or outside of the city. It's beautiful. I'm surprised I didn't get a speeding ticket there. Apparently it was 50 all along this stretch of road. I thought it was 70. I still wish that the ferries departed on a time schedule and you had to make it in time, or you have to spend an hour just waiting. Obviously you shouldn't spend any in-game time, but the time could progress while you're waiting. I think that would be cool if that was part of the difficulty. Wait, where's the boat? Here it is. Ooh, hopefully it's obvious. Yep. Okay. Aww. Now, does my driver always sleep when we're on a boat? Or does he only sleep when if he's tired? Yeah, I think he does. Perfect. That's impressive. I could never have gone to bed, you know, after being up for a couple of hours only. And that's kind of interesting how different games handle sleep cycles as well. Some games you can only sleep during night, some games you can only sleep when you've been up for a certain amount of times, other games you can just sleep whenever you want and you set how many hours as well. You want to sleep for 2 hours? That's fine. You want to sleep for 20 hours? That's fine. Is this a road? It is. Yeah, I recognize this place. We have been here a couple of times, actually. I'm not sure if I needed to stop there. It's really hard to tell who had the main road. It might have been a yielding sign for me, I don't know. Time-wise, we are doing really well. Oh my god. Yeah, and if we would have been fully refreshed when we started, I think we could have made it to the ferry without sleeping. And then we would have been really, really ahead of time. Oops. Okay. Well, let's use the curb here. Yeah, well, no, that's not good. I expected to be able to turn around and align myself a little bit better here. And there's a chopper looking down at us. We can use the curb. That's fine. There's no traffic out this time of day. Fine. This is how you do it. Now the only problem is I can't see the parking spot. Oh. Well. Okay. We need to, okay, this could actually work. If I can just do a couple of things here. Okay, we need that on. Okay. This is pretty good, actually. I'm in third reverse. I never understand why this happens. I guess I was in the higher gears. Did my engine stall? Oh. Wait. Man, it was looking good and I kind of screwed it up. Need to overdo it and then overdo it back again. Don't think there was enough time. Oh? Okay. Well, it didn't end up perfectly straight, but it's always fascinating how I have a plan in mind, try to line myself up, sometimes I fuck that up, and even when we're correctly lined up, the whole thing never unfolds the way I see it in my mind, but we usually end up doing something decent. Alright. So, let's see what we're trying to accomplish here. We are trying to go through some of this. I'm probably going to try to get out on the east coast here. Drive through these. Either that or along the coast. It's either way. And then down, probably into Germany. And then we're cruising out here somewhere. We do have some places in Italy as well. Though I haven't been to. Rome would be nice. Let's see how much we can do here. Could do that and hope to get something else after that. So yeah, all of these is just taking us straight down through the middle. It's so hard finding... it's very surprising that we're not seeing more variation in the places we're going. So many similar ways to go. Maybe it's intentional because that's how the delivery routes are. I don't know. That could work. Tuesday, 11:39. 6-hour drives. We should be able to do it right now. It all depends on how close the pickup place is. Let's see if we can do it. Had a hard time seeing how the intersection looked here. Oh, I need to be looking here. Jesus Christ, I'm... Don't know why I was so confused during all of this. I actually think I know why. It's because my camera was in the correct mode. I thought it wasn't, so I got a little bit confused. The small mirror. Lifesaver every time. There's still a couple of very blind on-ramps, but most of them you're being saved by the small mirror. Exiting, maybe? Yeah. Okay, this is more like it when it comes to a roundabout. This is one file or one lane. And there's plenty of time to use her signals. I like it. Surprising to see another vehicle this close to the pickup place. I feel like those are usually very deserted already long before you're at the place. I guess it all depends on if there is a main road right outside or not. Mm-hmm. Let's see, the time, 12:47. Yeah, it's fine. Not very well paid, but that's fine. I can't do it without second mirror. This is always what happens. I'm always a little bit too far to the left. It's insane. And I even think about it, and I'm trying to adjust, but it never ends up being perfect. Oh, fuel, that's a thing. Okay. We might actually be able to make it. 119 liters, that doesn't tell me too much, actually. Trip distance, 428. I don't remember how much the distance we had in our truck, let's see. Okay, we cannot make it. Alright, it's good to know. 320 or something, 370 maybe. That's cutting it a little bit close. Let's do that. 256, should be able to do that. Yeah. Whoa, I can barely brake with this thing. What the heck? Jesus. Is it heavy or is it just weird? Also, I got my high beams on, I know. Sorry about that guy in front. Fuel, who needs it? Well, apparently trucks. For now. I mean, they're trying to not use it. Well, even if they're running on electricity, that's some type of fuel, right? Oh, that was cool. What the fuck was that? Like a bright red cement mixer or something. What the heck? There's this pizza place here called Fuel Pizza. It's inside an old car service place with 2 fuel pumps that doesn't work. They should have put like a soda dispenser through the nozzles of the old fuel dispenser, or beer, even better. My brother took his daughter there. And the old one says, guess what? We want to get pizza at old garage. Yep, as you say. Oh, it's 90, okay. Terno. Rewind the game to find out that's how Forza works. Yeah. That's kind of common in some racing games, at least, that you can just rewind rather than being, you know, wait for the game to realize that you fucked up and then hit a reset button to get back on the track. I think that's fine. And it actually works pretty well in like online matches and stuff like that as well, because you're being penalized by wasting time moving back again. So I think that's a pretty fine solution actually for racing games. Wait, everyone has a green light basically here. This is scary. I think I remember this from previous visits to some of these countries. Always during nighttime there's the flashing yellow light. Which used to be very common in Sweden as well. When I grew up, I remember probably even early evening, or well, late evening maybe. A lot of the traffic lights were just like this, because there was no need for controlling the traffic, really. Not that common anymore, though. I think there's still... Well, I guess there's more traffic later on. How... Okay, I see. I'm doing this really slow. It's gonna be a struggle on our next playthrough, or our next campaign, or whatever we want to call it, when I'm not driving with GPS in mind at all. But it shouldn't be too much of a hassle, because there are signs And it's just a real convenience that I'm not looking at the signs, right? Because I always have the map up and ready. So the time I'm spending looking down at the GPS, that is time I could be spending looking up at the road signs instead, so I think it should be fine. My main concern is, since I'm not going to be using the map, just opening it up while we're driving, I can still stop at the side of the road. That's probably going to be confusing because there's not a lot of real estate on the side of the road a lot of times. So I might be a nuisance to other traffic. But yeah, especially when there's like 2 or 3 cities in between the city we're going to, we're not gonna have a direct path, just, you know, with our city always on the signs. So it's important we look for the bigger cities where we're gonna drive. And sadly, the game kind of gives you a certain way to drive, even on the map. And I think I'm gonna have to stick to that, because you never know if you can actually drive other roads. You could take a more scenic route maybe, but those roads might be closed for you. You never know if you can drive there or not. I guess you can put markers down and see if it actually works, and then you can create your own little route. So that could work actually. And especially if we have a lot of time on a delivery. That could be... I guess we're wasting fuel doing that, but that's probably fine. Imagine having lights on your regular car that's shown up. Shown up? That brightened up the road like this. Would be insane. Shine, shone, shown. Is that how that goes? No problem, just buy. Yeah. I mean, I guess. I mean, I've seen pickup trucks and stuff like that with insane lighting rigs, so it makes sense if you live out on the countryside and there's no street lights. You kind of need it, so yeah. Wait, do we have an ocean to our right? That doesn't make sense in my mind, but maybe it does. Oh, okay. Yeah. I thought we were driving more like this, but yeah, I was wrong. Okay. Nothing worse than when you're driving in the middle of the night on empty main road, just you get red light for no good reason. Yeah. And that might have been the reason why we saw a lot of flashing yellow lights when I was growing up, because I haven't put in the measurements or the detectors, however they do it. I know some roads detect the weight on the road or the pressure, and they know if there is a car coming at it. Some probably uses reflectors or something, measuring the light, so they can always adjust. If there's no one else coming from another direction, well, it's gonna be green for the guy driving down the road. And I think that's probably more common these days than it was 20-30 years ago, and even further back. Come on, dude. What is this? Ah, and the morning light in this game. Always beautiful. I just love it. Oh, he was speeding as well. This guy in front of me, he drives kind of like me. He didn't signal, he has trouble keeping to the correct speed. Is this me in the future? Just like a second in the future? Maybe. Now this is one of those roads. No, I think I should go straight forward. Yeah, I don't know, for some reason I always have trouble figuring out where to go when there's too many roads. And look at this morning fog. It's beautiful. Makes me wanna, I don't know, make a movie out in the woods. Good fantasy setting. Man, there's absolutely no traffic. I guess it's in... Oh wow, it's pretty bright for being 4:30. I wonder if there is a mod for this game putting us in a zombie apocalypse, where there's like basically no cars at all on the street, but there's some random zombies here and there just walking around, and you can smash through them, but that might damage your car, so you maybe have to drive a little bit carefully. Would be kind of interesting. And maybe you can have a pistol you can shoot out of the window. Sounds like a different game all of a sudden. Probably not Euro Trucker. Why do I have a marker? Oh yeah, we need fuel. Wow, I completely forgot about that. Okay. And I think me upgrading the... what is it called? Eco-driving? Whatever it is. It actually has helped quite a bit. Because I feel like we're not refueling as often as we did just before we did that. Beginning of the game, it felt like we'd never refueled at all, basically. And then all of a sudden we had to do it a lot, it felt like. Which is probably just because we started doing slightly longer deliveries. But now we got them the fueling down again. Oh, I'm in a weird gear. I don't like when there's just the old speed limit crossed over. It's no longer 70. Okay, so what is it? I don't know. I mean, obviously we were driving down this road before, so we should know what the previous speed was. But I don't know. 90? It's 80 or 90, yeah. And I assume if there would have been like a street or like a gravel road leading down to some houses that just connected onto this road, then there would have been an actual speed limit sign. Because then there's people coming into a road fresh. But everyone who was driving to the gas station would have been driving on the road before the 70 sign. So they should remember, even if they might stop overnight, so I mean it could be hard to not remember. I don't know why you wouldn't just put the speed limit there. I never understood that. You're gonna put up a sign either way. Why not? Is it cheaper because it's black and white? You're printing with only one color? I guess. And I guess around the country you have like millions of signs. So yeah. And depending on what country you're in, I assume most countries do print on their signs these days. It's kind of a new thing, actually, that you actually print. And you print on the reflex material and put it on a metal sign. But just up until recently, they used to cut it out from a non-reflecting material, and then having some reflecting material maybe on the sign itself. You get those type of signs in Norway as well, yeah. And I mean, it's the same when you come into a city. There's usually just a city sign, like the contours of a city. And then you're just supposed to know it's a certain speed limit for a certain country. I mean, if you live in that country, you know what that speed limit would be. And usually there are explaining signs when you come into a country. But then you need to stop and read those. You know, this sign means this speed limit, that means that it's gonna be another thing. Same thing, why not just put the speed limit? Why have a city sign? Sure, it's good that you know that it's a city, there's gonna be pedestrians and stuff like that, but have a city sign and a speed limit sign, maybe. I don't know. It's money. Doing it as cheap as possible, I guess, which makes sense. Try to find my... There we go. Yeah, we've been blessed with really good roundabouts today. It's been one lane so far, most of them. In these countries I think it's 90, yeah, probably. So right there we had one of those signs saying there's a connecting road, right? So why not just have a straight road that is crossed over, you know? If you're gonna use the anti-thing of whatever we currently have. I never understood it. Yeah, 49 minutes left. Alright, looking good. And we can probably do some sleeping immediately after this. Not gonna have too much time to spare. I refuse to brake. Okay, I brake a little. I thought I was gonna make it across. Did not. Oh, it's a beautiful church. There was an interesting color on the roof. I think we've seen one of these before. Maybe this specific one. I'm not sure. So that's not copper roof. I think that's... what is it? Aluminium? Aluminum? However you want to pronounce that. Now, does anyone have any recommendations on what type of truck I should drive for my second career here? So we're driving this Volvo for this entire thing, so I probably want to try something else out. And I probably want to drive a 12 speed, nothing weird. I need it to be 12 speed exactly, or less, I guess. But I can't figure out the configuration with my stick. A shifter. Mercedes or Scania? Probably gonna go with Mercedes then, because I can try a different origin. Daugavpils. That's it. Alright, very generous parking spot here. For now. I just love that it always just shows up. If you want to skip this, click, click, you're failing, you haven't parked it yet, what are you doing? Come on. Oh, that's the correct reverse. Oh, that wasn't good enough. Okay, it is. Yeah, this keeps happening. I thought I was close enough when it was right in there, but I guess I should have been a little bit further back. And then when I start straightening it up, it's too late because the trailer is in the lead. But that worked, so hooray. Nice parking with trailer with turning wheels in the back. Yeah, that's probably it. So those are probably my favorite these days then. Because there are some of them that I just do way better parking with. And then some are still pretty difficult. Me and my friends calls that city for dead beer. It's close to that in Norwegian. Yeah, it's kind of close in Swedish as well. Kinda. It makes sense. Alright, before we continue, I will be right back. Alright, I'm back. Yeah, leveling up is slow. I wonder if we could reach level 30 on this save file. Probably not. We do need to sleep. I think I might as well do that straight away so we can just pick and choose what we want later on. Should have a spot here. Let's just do that. Although I feel like, isn't Mercedes one of the more expensive trucks to start off with? I guess it's not too much of a difference, I think. There's a little bit of difference. So we might have to do a couple of more deliveries early on without our own truck, just to save up some money. But that's fine. And I think we need to set up a type of a goal as well for the second one, so we have something to work towards. Either a certain number of garages, or a certain amount of money, or something like that. Or maybe, you know, visit all capitals or something. I think we need some type of goal, not to grow tired of everything. I'm taking the turns super wide even when I'm driving without a trailer, I don't know why. I'm practicing, let's call it that. I almost forgot why I'm here, but I remember now. Sleeping? Where do one sleep? I've done this before. Driven around here, because that's usually how you do it. Not here. Oh fuck. I'm gonna have to do a little bit of off-roading here. I wonder if there is like a list of all possible cities in the game. Then you can make like a random generator telling you what city to visit. That could be interesting as well. So we could get super short deliveries. then it's actually really hard to get a delivery to a certain place, but it is doable. Maybe I have to take a couple of smaller ones in between. That could work. Nice to have a couple of those in screen to see your progress, maybe. Yeah, that could be a good idea. So then we need to come up with a couple of good things to work towards. I mean, some of those I said right now could work. I feel like just doing it for the money is kind of boring, because that's just... You're gonna reach it sooner or later, right? I mean, obviously, any type of goal you're setting up is reachable. Unless you know, put down something like drive to Australia. That's not reachable. Where am I driving? I don't know. We have no goal. Not yet. Okay, we got some No, stop it. Okay, taking us in the wrong direction. 70 ton. Can we do that? I think we can. Eh, it's fine. Oh! What do you mean? I was nowhere close. I could see the... What? How was that a collision? He never touched me. I could see the car the entire time in my mirrors, or with my eyes. How is that a collision then? I don't know. That's what I get for taking wide turns, even without a trailer. That's kind of pointless. That's special, not normal job, yeah. And that's what I kind of wanted to do, because we're seeing so few of those. So I wanted to try something slightly different. So it's kind of taking us in the wrong direction, but these are usually pretty short. They take a long time, but... And I guess I should have considered... Because we are getting sleep and fuel before we do those, so you could kind of exploit that, I guess. You just haven't tried hard enough to drive to Australia. You are correct. You are correct about that. There is the secret bridge all the way from some place to some place. Not too many knows about that. Capitals is a good one, yeah. Maybe visit all islands. Yep, could also be a good one. And obviously we're gonna have a couple of more places to drive to if I manage to get the pro mods installed correctly as well. Well, yeah. If we're going to Iceland, I assume Reykjavik will be there, right? Wait, I'm not turning. Why is it flashing green? Okay, it's... Yep, I remember now. I guess a really long playthrough could be to have a garage in every single capital. That's gonna take a really long time though, so that's probably a little bit too much. Renat. If you pronounce that in Swedish, it means hard liquor. Are we gonna get a cutscene? Yes. Beautiful. I think we actually have done one of these before, and it is surprisingly wide. It's not super wide, but it is long and wide. It's a little bit of a bad combo. You get many more cities to visit in Pro Mods, yeah. But like I said before, I'm mostly excited about some of the modding tools. And I think it's the anti-aliasing one that I'm looking for. Yeah, we know about this, I think. Should be the same, right? Okay, can we drive this? 70 tons, heat exchanger. And we're going to... nobody knows where. Interesting. I'm actually gonna turn on the side mirror for just leaving the city here. Oh, that... come on! Put that gate all the way to the side. What the fuck is this? Yeah, I should have taken this turn a little bit wider. I don't know exactly where my... Okay, wow, okay, we actually had plenty of room. Are you not driving because... or are you the follow truck, maybe? Okay, you are. Okay, perfect. Why am I going backwards? This is the opposite of what I want. The hell? Oh my god! That is not easy. I think we can do without the mirror. I probably should have kept the mirror on for just the first turn here, so we figure out how wide we need to go. Just gonna double check. Yeah, I think I got a good feeling for it. What? I can't stop. Can I? Now, are we gonna lose the car behind us? No. It's interesting, the speed limit says 60, but I guess it's 50 because we're driving in a community, right? Or a city or whatever. So I don't know why that wouldn't update. Alright, cruise control on that one. So could you actually use these type of deliveries to refuel your truck every single time and get full asleep? I think you could, because I'm keeping the... Well, we just refueled, so it's kind of hard to tell. So that was kind of pointless. Well, we wouldn't have made it. I guess I didn't need to refuel all the way. I feel like there are possibilities here to get away with free fuel over and over. What does that sound? I do wonder how much better my acceleration would have been with a stronger truck right here, because it is very slow. "61, that's probably not a good cruise control speed, to be honest. And we're also driving 50 here, I think. I guess it's a pretty good opportunity to look at buildings and environments and stuff like that, driving this slow. But you're also struggling with everything, so... That hill was a little bit tougher than I expected. Why is he doing the chicken race with the cars here? What the hell? So the last roundabout actually came in a little bit too fast, so I'm gonna slow down quite a bit here. Come on, chicken race! Yeah. Apparently we're driving uphill, because I can't gain any speed. I'm gaining a tiny amount of speed. I would love to see the other cars and trucks just crash out of the road, because he's challenging them. Oh wow. Man, I just hit the brakes a tiny little fraction of a second and I almost lost all my speed immediately. They love giving you the roundabouts, which probably makes sense. I think that's intentional, that the route you're taking is always without coming to a complete stop for an intersection and stuff like that, so... Okay, we're almost there. Perfect. I wonder if there are super long special cargo deliveries. I don't know. Because it wouldn't be too much fun doing this for, you know, a 24-hour trip or something like that. Regular time, and then add like 3 times to that. Would have taken a long time. Okay. Resekne. I don't really see where to turn, but I guess it's here. Oh, how precise do we need to be here? This could be bad. Ah, it's probably fine. I think we had time to straighten it up. Hello? There we go. Hooray! Special transport done. There's a little bit of XP, always nice. So we should be pretty well rested right now. It was only like a 2-hour drive. So what we want to do now is going south into Poland. That could work. And we should be able to do that on our sleep here as well. Not exactly what I wanted to do. I wanted to go down the east coast, I almost said. That's not actually water, is it? No. Could also go across. Wednesday... We can't do that one. It's impossible. Used plastics again, what the hell? Yeah, that's not working either. Wait. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong one. Okay, why do I keep doing that? I think why that happens... So this is what I should be looking at. I was looking at this, and 11:15, and we have 13-hour delivery. That doesn't make sense. I think it's because when I highlighted something, I moved my mouse away to be able to read this one, and then I keep looking at this because this is highlighted as well. I think that's the problem that I've been having. Alright, let's just do the previous one. It seemed decent. Wednesday 11, 5 hours, yeah, fine. Looking at the wrong one. Yes, I know. Oh, the trailer is just gone. I guess I was sleeping here or something while they moved it. Oh, it's here. Perfect. Where the frick is my trailer? Okay, all the way back. I did it! Without extra mirror. Finally I learned that I should do it a little bit tighter than I think I should. Hooray for victory. I can't see the road. What the hell? It is so dark. Jeebus. This can't weigh too much. 16 tons. Why is it so dark? Holy crap. It's not the correct gear, but where did that car come from? Yeah, I think the problem is, I don't know what it is. It's so hard to see. The light source is just so fucking tiny. And they don't really shine up, they don't brighten the road as much as you would have expected them to either, I think. I think that's it. And I think the main difficulty with actually driving without the GPS is gonna be probably leaving the pickup place and immediately get onto the correct roads. Because usually there's a couple of smaller roads just leading out to a bigger place. And from there it's gonna be easy reading the signs and stuff like that. I think it could be a little bit difficult just getting onto the correct road to start with. The challenge accepted. You did see that car. Yeah, maybe I did as well. I thought I saw a car further back. But I guess while I was looking right, he actually came pretty close to us. So I think I actually saw him as well. I just took way too long to get across as always. Well, I didn't even start to get across, so... I feel like it shouldn't be 70 here, but I actually think it is. Could be wrong. Alright, I think we reached the obligatory talk about TV shows section of the Sunday stream. Has anyone watched the TV show Station 11? I think it's an HBO Max thing. I've watched half of the... I guess it's just one season. It's based on a book, I think. Or books. Probably book. Or a novel or a comic or whatever. It's pretty good. I like it. And the style of it, or the feeling, the motion, I don't know. It's very similar to the TV show Leftovers, also an HBO production a couple of years back, with Damon Lindelof as the showrunner, I guess. This one does not have him attached, but a couple of the people who were involved with Leftovers are involved with this one, and you can kind of tell by the way it feels. You know, slight mystery and the pacing and stuff like that. Really good acting, really good script, really well shot as well. Whoa, it went from flashing yellow to being green, right? That was strange. I wonder if that happens at 3 o'clock every night, or if the flashing yellow actually meant that it was turning green? What? Wasn't it flashing yellow? I might be wrong about that. Thought it was. Haven't seen that. I watched first season of Clarkson's Farm on Amazon. That was fun. Alright, I haven't even heard about that. I assume it's a comedy show then? Yeah, but Station 11, a clear recommendation. I'm only halfway through, but I can't see how they could go wrong from there. It's kind of interesting how you pick up new shows to watch, because you know sometimes you just want something to watch, and none of your current shows are being broadcasted at the moment, and you're just waiting for something to come along, and then you just pick up something from a random direction, which kind of happened with this one. Not really random, but there's a YouTube channel that I watch called Think Story. They usually do like recaps / explanations of TV shows and movies. So usually when there is something that sounds interesting that I haven't heard about or doing a recap of, it's usually pretty good or interesting. Not always, but and obviously I don't watch the recap before I watch the show, but it's actually a good source for new material or new stuff to watch. And here comes the beautiful morning, as always. Clarkson from Top Gear. Oh, it's a reality show. I see. Started a farm, and that was not easy for a guy that only use power and everything. Okay, that sounds interesting. Was he just about to stop for me? I find that strange. And also, the Book of Boba Fett is keeps being good, I think. And I mean, the style of that one is very similar to The Mandalorian, so I think if you like The Mandalorian, you probably would like Boba Fett as well. But I've actually heard a couple of people saying that they don't like the Book of Boba Fett, but they do like Mandalorian, so I'm not sure exactly why that is. I think some of them were confused with the different timelines. I don't know why people have such a hard time with different timelines. It was the same complaint of the first Witcher series as well, Season 1. And I guess if you don't like broken timelines, the other show I was talking about, Station 11, that's also very broken up, which timeline you follow. You have to see that. It's interesting that a guy is learning everything from basic. Yep, seems interesting. And he's a grown man, yep. Oh, nicely done, truck. That was still pretty close to the car, but yeah, the car is pretty close to the road here. Come on, dude. Thank you. Gotta inch your way out there. It almost feels unique these days when we're actually getting stuck in traffic like this, because it happens so few times. And that was perfect. That should always happen once in a while, I think. It feels natural. You get a little breather as well. For some reason I expected a roundabout there. Kinda looked like that on the minimap. Oh god, what am I doing? I don't know. I think I was trying to press something else. getting a lot of lag in this city. Don't know why. It's I think we were just passing through a couple of loading zones right there. Because the previous roundabout as well was a little bit janky, and also that intersection. It's like we just got into the corner of a new loading zone and then we left it immediately. Oh, we still have 2 hours to go, actually. I thought we were... every time I'm approaching a city like that, I think, oh, now we're done. Oh, actually continuing on. Started to buy a tractor that didn't fit in his tractor garage. Because it had too much horsepower and big. It sounds like a thing you would do in a game, right? You buy something that a character can't drive yet or something along those lines. Not for IRL though. So I feel like this drive we've done just now, this would have been a little bit tricky doing without a GPS, since we've been actually entering a couple of cities, at least one, and it's been a lot of roundabouts and whatnot. Obviously there might have been signs towards where we're driving since way back. I don't remember seeing that name on any of the signs though. We've seen a couple of signs for Vilnius, but that's not where we're heading. We're heading to Kaunas. But I guess as long as you plan ahead, you know that we need to take a left in that and that city and take a right before such city. Should be able to do it. And I think we're probably starting up that adventure next week. I feel like we're gonna see some of Poland, maybe some of Germany here, and I think that's gonna be good enough. So I think we're gonna focus on starting up a new character next week. Yeah. And some challenges. It's gonna be driving without a GPS. No map checking while driving, no speed limit showing. Well, obviously we're not gonna have a GPS. So I'm gonna have to look into that if there is a way of actually turning off the in-game one, if we happen to buy a truck that has one. There is probably a way of doing it. Otherwise we can just try to find one that doesn't have one. I think I intentionally bought this type of truck in the first place for this playthrough. Because it had one. Now, yeah, and I shouldn't be allowed to check this one either. So I need to keep track of my sleep cycle as well. That shouldn't be too bad. I mean, just look at my sleep before we get into the car. I actually have to do that from this menu, I think. So before we start up, I need to check, okay, we got 6 hours. And then I need to just keep track of the clock. And obviously our character is gonna start yawning and stuff like that. And we usually plan ahead in the first place anyway when it comes to the sleeping, so... but it's gonna be a lot of stuff to think about, which is good. Because it means the game is gonna be really challenging again. It's gonna be almost like playing a first playthrough. Because there's gonna be a lot of new stuff to keep track of. So it's good. That's kind of green. There was no chance I could have stopped. Okay, I didn't get a ticket. Thank you. You're thinking pro mods or new character in normal game? I'm thinking pro mods, if I can manage to install it correctly and all that. I think I haven't even... I looked at the installation things way back when I started playing this, how to do it, but then there was also mentioning that you needed all the DLCs, at least map DLCs, so I kind of gave up trying to install it. So I'm gonna have to look at that again, but I'm thinking pro mods, yes. So it's gonna be a lot of new stuff, and so it's gonna be interesting, which is good because just driving around, we've done that now. Even if we haven't seen every single city, it's starting to become a little bit same. Stop the signal. Alright, so none of these arrows in the ground point left, which is strange. So I assume it doesn't matter which one we take, so I should always go in the right lane, I think, because that gives me option. Well... yeah, I don't know. Don't ram me, don't ram me. I didn't blink, what the hell? Well, I did, but I turned it off again. I keep saying blink, I don't know if that's how you say it in English. Use the blinker, you're blinking. That's fine. You did say that Mayor of Kingstown is good, yes. It even has boobs, alright, say no more. Also spoilers? I like my boobs to be surprise boobs. YouTube have good videos for installer prop mods. Yeah, that's what I was looking at last time I was checking it up. Okay. So if I turn left here, we're gonna have a hard time turning around. We could obviously try to park it from that side. That might actually be easier because... no, okay, there's a lot of trailers over there. Yeah, that's gonna be hard. I think we need to approach it from this side. So I need to turn right. So we're coming in like on a 90-degree angle here. This is a rough place if this was IRL. Imagine if there were trucks at every single gate here. That would have been really hard squeezing your truck in, or your trailer. I can't wait till next Sunday. That's gonna be a fun day. Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to starting something new up here. Because it's gonna be a challenge. And I guess I need to kind of figure out exactly which challenges to keep to you. I guess we can add challenges along the way, or goals, like we were talking about before. I'm having a really hard time telling how far away this is. Yeah, I turned a little bit too soon. Wait, am I... Okay, yeah. I had a hard time seeing what was what. I turned a little bit too soon, but that's okay. Oh god, I'm turning the wrong way now. That's a mistake that was pretty good, actually. Yeah, maybe. This could become one of those completely sideways, if we just... Yep. I mean... Pretty good job. So what type of trailer was this? Yeah, okay, the last set of wheels actually turn on this one. So I guess this is the type of trailer I like the most. Maybe. I don't know. We've been doing a good job today with the parking. It's like every other Sunday is good. Every other is super bad with the parking for some reason. Was streaming 45 episodes on Discord the other night as I finished season 1. Is that legal? How are we doing on sleep? 2 hours, okay. So we definitely want to go south. That's kind of what we're looking for. I'm gonna check the map first, actually. See what we're looking for. That might have been the destination we just saw. That should be good. So Poland... I guess southern Poland. Yeah, so we're gonna try to go here maybe, and then down the east side, in here, and into Germany, and that might be it. We'll see how far we can get. Olsztyn. Probably can't take that job because of our sleep, right? That's not Alston, is it? No. Does it work Thursday for 19? That should actually work. So we got basically 24 hours. It's an 11-hour trip. Plus 8, that's 19. And it is not 24 hours, but it is 22. So that should actually work. So let's do that. Check check external. Yeah, I could do that. I feel like those are so boring because the constraints are less. You can basically not fail them, which is kind of boring. So I'm gonna do this one. Yep. I think the pickup place is quite far away actually, which could be bad, but I think it's still manageable. Yeah, that's a long drive. He said about a 31-minute drive. But still. And I don't know which workshop mods I'm gonna use for the next save file we're gonna create here next week. I might add more traffic. Maybe I should wait around doing that. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, that might not work actually with the pro mods. Maybe I think the AI might be a little bit confused if we do that. So I might wait around doing some of the workshop mods until we know what actually works. It is so disappointing every time I start up at it in an intersection like this, or wherever we start out from. When I reached the 6th gear, it's already time to put in the 7th gear, which is in a separate section. I need to shift between the high and the low gears, basically. And it always happens when you're right in the turn, where I cannot do such a thing. So every time I'm just smoothly accelerating, then it just stops because I can't get to the next gear. So I might have to try to figure something else out. A different... Yeah, I don't know what to use. Okay, thank you, I guess. I'm thinking that I somehow could use... There's gotta be some weird... It's gotta be some type of weird mouse or controller or something that is really small that I could maybe put on top of my shifter. Because that's what I really want, and I know that those type of shifters exist, where you can press buttons on them somewhere, either down below or all the way up on the stick. So I might have to build something here in order to do that. Because that would make my experience a little bit smoother as well. And it's always fun trying to, you know, come up with solutions to problems like that. And if it wasn't a game where I used my feet for pedals, another pedal could be good, you know, if your hands are busy already. But yeah, my feet are also busy at the moment. Sure, it's legal. One fellow streamer joined me. Is that really legal, though? I have a hard time believing that. I'm too far to the left. Yeah, I could tell already. Didn't have much wiggle room here. Now I'm too far to the right. That might be good though. Oh, perfect. See you, Mirheim. Thank you for dropping by. Hopefully I see you next Sunday then. And I also need to go to bed in game, so we might as well just look for a place to sleep already. I should look at the timer first. What do we have to work with here? 1 hour and 29 minutes. It's not a lot. Oh, wow, nothing at all? What? That's insane. I guess I was pretty zoomed in. Maybe this is enough. No. It's not. Well, that's bad. That was a little bit annoying. Maybe we can take a different route. We could drive all the way up here. Because we're going over here, so if we drive all the way up here, we should be able to take these roads down. Maybe? Let's see if the game adapts to... We could also just go over here, actually. That's not too much of a... But what if I do this? It changes the route completely. Trip time 12 hours and 13 minutes. And the first one is 1:35. It's a little bit too long, but it could work. 12 and 13. That's not counting my sleep cycle, is it? No, so it's gonna be 20 hours or something. And that should be fine. And we're getting a different road. Okay, I think that should be fine. That's very slow. Yeah, we got 21 hours. Okay, it's gonna be close, but that's fine. And, okay, yeah, so you can actually change the route yourself. I didn't really think about that, because I was talking about that before, that the game kind of selects a certain path for you. And then you're stuck with that, but you're actually not stuck with it. So if we find ourselves later on, when we're not driving with the GPS, and it seems like a difficult way to remember, we could always change it ourselves, as long as it fits within the time frame, you know? Kaliningrad is toll stations as well. Oh, could I have done something? But you're getting penalty if you're not driving original... What? Why am I getting penalty for not driving the original route? Am I actually getting a penalty, or am I just being penalized by driving a longer road and maybe getting tolls that we wouldn't have gotten? That makes no sense if there was a penalty for not sticking to the plan, right? That sounds weird. Well, I guess this is a good experience then to test that out, since I think this is the first time we've done this, other than when we're, you know, have been driving incorrectly, but we kind of used the original route anyway. If we're going shorter, you get a penalty. I don't know about longer route. That's weird. Why would I get penalty for that? It makes no sense. I mean, who will find out that you're streaming on Discord? No, nobody, but I mean... Then you can use that argument for anything. Who will find out I murdered my neighbor? Then it must be legal, right? That's not how laws and rules work. But I can see what you mean about streaming on Discord for just a couple of friends. It would be the same as they're joining you at your house and you're just watching a TV show together. So I understand your thinking, but I'm also thinking that, you know, it's not allowed to do it on Twitch, so why would it be allowed on Discord? I guess someone is making money off of Twitch. Even if you wouldn't be an affiliate, Twitch is gaining some money from you watching a show, so I guess that would be worse. This doesn't hurt anyone. Well, I guess Paramount would beg to differ, probably. If they could sell another account to someone, they probably would like that. I took a job that was from Denmark to Sweden to Norway, but I took ferry from Denmark to Norway. I got penalty for that. Really? That's weird. One is public and one is private. Yeah. But someone else watching something you have bought, it feels like it falls under the same category as pirating, doesn't it? It's like you would record the thing that you have bought and then you're sending that to your friend, and that's piracy. So I think that would be considered the same thing, right? Because that's technically what you're doing. Even if you're streaming it live, there is a delay which could be considered a recording and then someone playing it from their system. Is this good enough? No. Motherfucker. Alright, my trailer is gonna have to be a little bit in the way here for people. Can I connect to this one? Oh, I might have screwed myself over pretty badly here. Come on. This is the angle we had before. It's pretty close. Just... Okay. I wonder if I'm gonna get the angle here. Yeah, this is a bit of a problem. I could try changing the coupling technique if this doesn't work. That could work. That might not be as sensitive. Yeah, I guess I'm missing it. Let's see if we can do this from the side. It should be possible. You know, we could decouple from this angle, so why shouldn't we be able to couple it? Oh! I'm a genius. And for once, actually, the third-person camera was coming in handy. Usually it's really hard driving with that, but I guess backing up in a tight corner like that actually worked pretty nicely. I guess I don't need to leave this lane. Man, this is a good song, but every time I hear it, I always want to hear the live version as well. There was a live version of this where Neil Young just plays a pump organ. That's the only instrument in the song. It's pretty damn good, actually. A little bit slower in the tempo, and obviously not the majestic guitar solos, but still, pretty damn good. Yeah, let's see, I'm gonna catch up in this legal discussion here. I need to send you the video how Sony won last generation. Did they? How do you share a game? Gives his game to his friend. Companies would like cameras in TVs and charging you and your friends for watching the same movie. Yeah. I mean, it's very... The lines are very blurred, right? And I think all the legal stuff have probably not been updated for our modern world. It seems like there's a lot of unknown factors. And we see that a lot with the other copyrighted stuff as well. What is fair use, what isn't. Seems like as long as something is a parody, you can do whatever you want with the source material almost. As long as you can verify that it's a parody, or satire, or a review or something. Seems like you can get away with most copyrighted stuff. Don't you guys pay tax for how many TVs or monitors you have in Europe? No, well, some countries might. They recently changed, and by recently, within the last 10 years or something, changed how it worked in Sweden. We used to pay, if you had a TV, before internet and computers, you paid if you had a TV in your house, you had to pay the TV licensing money. And then internet came along and computers, and people stopped using TVs basically, because people just pirated stuff off the web. I'm not naming names, but I wasn't in possession of a TV for a lot of years. So I stopped paying the TV license because I didn't want to do it, but they kind of didn't believe you. And they actually went door to door, knocking on your door, asking if you had a TV. And I invited them, showing that I didn't have one. But don't you have a computer? I do. Well, that's a TV receiver, they claimed. Okay. And then I had to pay the license again. But then they eventually removed the separate TV license fee, and they just added it to the taxes. So now everyone has to pay for the TV. Which is fine, because I do like the public service. Am I supposed to press something here? I think I'm not on the line, maybe. This happened last time I was here as well. I recognize this. I was too close to the other car or something. Hello? I mean, I'm on the spot, but I guess I was kind of already on it or something. Is it active now? No. I could try to drive with this truck here. I think I'm gonna do that. Okay, well this side worked at least, so that's something. Yeah, I remember having this exact same issue last time. Very strange. Well. That was interesting. And I guess I should also mention, if you're watching the VOD or the YouTube and you wonder what Neil Young's song we're talking about with the pump organ version, is like a hurricane. There we go. Alright, this has been an interesting trip so far. A couple of crashes. A couple of issues with coupling my trailer. Gates not working. It's all good though. Going in a little bit too fast, but that's okay. But when it comes to the TV, the old fee we paid for the TV, I didn't feel bad for... there was some time when I didn't pay even though I had a computer, because I wasn't using my computer watching the TV that they produced for the money. It was a weird thing that you had to pay for that. Because you had access to watching it, so even if you didn't watch it, you had to pay even if you had access to it unintentionally. And even if I didn't have a TV receiver in my computer had the possibility of add a TV receiver, so you could actually use the antenna cable into your computer. It's so fucking far-fetched just to grab those money. And I don't like paying for stuff that I'm not using, so that was kind of annoying. And then they added it to taxes, and well, I guess that's that. But then again, they also added like a an online play function for the public broadcast service. So I actually watch some of that now, since I'm actually paying the money for it as well. And there's a couple of decent shows and stuff like that. I thought I was in 2nd gear, apparently I'm in 8th. It's basically the same, it's just multiplied by 4. How are we doing time-wise here? Actually cutting it close with everything. I'm actually late as it is right now, and it's gonna be close with my sleep cycle as well. I guess that gate before and everything has slowed us down quite a bit. So we need to be hasty. Once again, I thought I was in the lower gears, but I'm in the high gears, making this very slow. Well, I know there was a hidden charge I paid for pirating with cable, whether I did it or not. Okay, wow, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's a problem with, you know, living in a society. Everyone needs to pay. You gotta even pay for the bad guys, right? So. The socialist welfare, or whatever you want to call it. Am I supposed to turn? I think so. Having a hard time seeing if there is a car coming, since there's a lot of big arrows on my screen. Okay, we have made up for the missing time. I'm still gonna speed a little bit, just in case we don't have a sleeping place close by later on. Could be good having a couple of minutes to spare. Why are you driving slower than the guy on the right lane? What's going on here? What's happening? What are you guys doing? But then I canceled cable for just internet, and that's why I started getting the strikes. Yeah, I do wonder how long we're gonna have to pay for a TV license. Seems like TV is just, you know, is it still a thing? I guess it is. But most people watch stuff through subscription services anyway, don't they? And I mean, that's the future of things. You pay for what you want to. Obviously, the best scenario would be having VODs only, basically, or pay-per-view, or whatever you want to call it. But then they need to lower the prices for each separate show or movie you want to watch. it can't be as expensive as it is now, because it shouldn't be. So let's say you want to watch one episode of a show, it should be like a very low amount of money. And you know, a lot of times you just want to watch one specific show on one network, but you're basically paying for the entire content, right? But then again, if you don't pay those money, well, they're not gonna have the money to create those shows, maybe, so it all makes sense, somehow. But it never feels correct it never feels correct paying for something you're not using. And I think you had an issue with that level 1 where you paid for Paramount, but you were only watching one single show, right? Companies will say that's your problem, not ours. Yeah, of course. They want you to pay them, only not the other guys, yeah. I think we reach a point though where they kind of realize that competition is inevitable, right? So they kind of assume that you're gonna have one Netflix account, one HBO account, one Disney Plus, one whatever. I think, and people also seem to be fine with it. Just paying for 12 different subscriptions, that's just the way of life these days. You're gonna have to pay half your salary just to watch a couple of TV shows. And I mean, I ran into that very problem as well when I was playing Bloodborne, since I played it through PS Now on my PC. And basically I was paying for well, every single game that I could imagine for PlayStation, what is it, 3, 4, whatever. Maybe it didn't matter which console it was from. But I only was playing that game, and I only played once a week, so it would have been cheaper actually buying a PlayStation than buying the game in the end. So that was interesting. Come on, faster. Thank you. I wonder if you can fail on these border checks. It always says everything is in order. It would be kind of interesting if they said, you look suspicious. Can we look in your trunk? So many borders. I keep being in the wrong gear. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to drive in the left lanes. No, there's no speed lane here. So I need to do the truck lanes here. This is slowing us down, isn't it? Yeah. We lost 10 minutes. Just makes me want to wait for the season to be done and just pay for that 1 month. Yep. I agree. That's why it would be better paying per show or per episode even. But obviously it needs to be a way lower price then. I would probably watch more. You know, I would spread out my watching a little bit more, because I don't want to have 10 different accounts or subscriptions. That's gonna be too expensive. But I would like to watch all those shows on different networks. But I mean, it's impossible to do. It's just gonna be way too expensive as it is now. So, from my point of view, the companies are missing out on business from me. And probably from other people as well. I guess they don't want my money. It's a little bit of risky business here. Oh, very risky. Whew. Flashing by high beams didn't help too much. Yeah, that's why I don't do the Game Pass. I don't feel like sponsoring the other games I'll never play. Yeah, I mean it's the same thing, right? But from what I've heard from some people is that the Game Pass, I guess there's different versions for the different consoles, right? I think some of them are pretty good. Are they not? And I also feel like games... It's probably easier finding a couple of games that you like on one system or console. Maybe not every game is included, obviously, so that could be a problem. But I think I would have an easier time actually finding games through a Game Pass than TV shows on one single network. Making the money worth. Okay, we made up some time again. Nice, man, that went quick. I feel like sometimes when I'm trying to make up for time, it takes forever. Could be that they were counting on me taking a long time back at the border patrol check thingamajig. So I don't know if that actually evened out. Or if I just actually drove super fast here. Man, this was a surprisingly long trip. We haven't done too many long ones in a while, so... And I think it's also because we slept immediately starting up. It makes it feel a little bit... Oh god, this is super fast. I mean, I'm just testing... the tire pressure. Turns out it's fine. I did not handle that very well. I wasn't even aware of me driving that fast. It's so dark. It's really hard getting any reference points when it's this dark. I mean, you should see the lines on the road. Yeah. Yeah. I'm very surprised I didn't flip my truck right there. I think I might have if we didn't have the extra set of wheels actually. With my old version of the truck, that probably would have flipped over. I think we're a little bit more stable on the ground with the extra set of wheels. Okay, we don't need to rush anymore. Let's kind of keep to the speed limit here. Oh, he's turning. Tripperoni. And yeah, when I was playing through Bloodborne on the PS Now, I did consider playing more PlayStation games just to get some value out of it. But since the whole playing online was a little bit laggy, you know, the input delay was not that pleasant, so it didn't really make me want to play anything else. Didn't even realize we were in a tunnel. That's how dark it is. I'm always hesitant how far away you can use your high beams. I mean, these guys up ahead of me, they're so far ahead of me, so I don't think it would be a problem from this range. I mean, I'm getting a little bit closer to them, so obviously it's starting to become an issue, I think. But maybe not. And I'm talking about even IRL here. Sometimes it's hard to know how much it's gonna affect them. And I'm not close enough to them that their taillights is actually giving me a good indication of how the road twists and turns. I kind of need to turn it on and off like this. What are these red lights here? Airplanes? I don't know. Probably windmills, I would think. Alright, still 2 hours to go. Man, some of these trips just feel like they're super long. And I mean, this one kind of was. Now this was nice. There was both a city end sign, and then straight away there was a 70 sign. Maybe between those you were actually allowed to drive 90 or something. I don't know. So that's usually not how it is. You usually don't get 2 signs like that. But I kind of like it. That's the way it should be. For making it easier. $155, $246. Oh wow, we've definitely. Man, that's good. Yeah, I guess I've been driving 80, 90 almost, but we haven't really caught up with anyone on this road, and we've seen some slightly bigger vehicles, mostly cars, but I think we've seen a couple of trucks as well. So I'm very surprised that I'm apparently driving that fast, but I'm not catching up to anyone. Because I would assume it's like 70 for me here. And I've been driving 80, 90 maybe. We almost crashed due to it as well, I guess, but... worth it? So many times I'm up on the side of the road. I don't know what's going on today. I have no reason to drive faster than this truck, so I'm actually going to stay behind him. It's a bus, I guess. Feels like I'm almost a little bit too close to the bus here, but we are actually 3 seconds behind him, which is usually the rule of thumb, right? I'm catching up to him though, I don't know why. I guess he's actually slowing down a little bit in the curves, which makes sense. I mean, on time, dude. Calm down. I'm ahead of time. I'm an hour early, and they're already nagging me. What the hell? Oh, first rain today. Wow. It's gonna be a little bit slippery, so let's not be heavy on the gas here. Oh god. Okay, that's not good. I didn't lose as much speed as I was hoping there. I didn't really... Up on the side again. Perfect. All I've wanted. And he's tired. Jesus Christ. Everything is happening. What a fitting song, singing about Sunday driving. And there is something so damn soothing about raindrops splashing on a roof above you. I remember on the summers when I was a kid in our vacation home, we had like a plastic ceiling on the porch, or whatever you want to call it. And a summer rain on that, it was so loud, but we still would just sit there and play cards or Yahtzee or whatever. It was so damn good. You couldn't talk through it because it was so loud, but yeah. Alright, let's see what we have here. We need to drive all the way around. Okay. This should be easy. Is it gonna be? Probably not. I usually fuck these up. Usually because I start turning the wrong way. Because I overthink it. Yep, fucked it up already. I could have lined it up. And then, yep, correcting this takes forever. It's one of these trailers that I always have trouble with. I just make a little turn initially, it just goes all over the place. And I somehow stalled my engine. Hello? It's because I'm in the wrong gear again. There we go. Yeah, I usually fuck up the parking whenever I end up in the higher reverse. Because it's too fast. It's actually not too bad. I'm a little bit outside. I don't think this is gonna be okay. There was a slim chance it could have worked, but it was a little bit too much of... But yeah, I'll always oversteer immediately with these type of trailers. And then it takes... So, your initial little turn becomes insanely big because you can't repair it in the same amount of time it took to get to that angle. So every time you try to flatten out, it just takes so long. So I need to be very gentle. And I'm turning the wrong way again? Really? So let's be a little bit more gentle here, shall we? Nope. Then it's too late to... Well, it could be fine, actually. That should be good. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, keep fucking that up. So, I think this might have been our final destination for this character. Now, let's see, did we get a penalty here? No. We got a delivery bonus for this, but no money. Only XP. I don't know why that is. Maybe always just get experience from that. I'm not sure. And we actually level up as well. That's kind of cool. But yeah, this is fully leveled up. But yeah, okay, those are actually never giving you extra money, it seems like. Right? Yeah, interesting. You drove like a wild man and no penalty. I mean, we got some penalties during the drive. We had a collision with the gate. I don't remember if we got a penalty for that. I might have been backing up into someone, but no penalty, no. I might have gotten a couple of tickets or something like that. But yeah, I feel like if that was indeed our last trip on this character, it kind of summed up how the driving has been. Some smooth rides, some wild and crazy stuff, some fuck-ups, some speeding, some almost flipping our vehicle, you know? It's everything. So, if we look at the map, we have, we started in, Dortmund? Was that it? I think so. Yeah. Do we have a garage here? Is that a garage? Maybe. And a lot of the map has been traversed. Still a couple of places to see, but that's fine. We're gonna play more. So, interestingly enough, we missed mostly the stuff that is close to our home base. Which kind of makes sense, because you're trying to get away from where you started. I think that was my mindset. We started off driving a little bit in Germany. But then we started traveling outward, especially since we started buying DLCs as well. The map just grew and grew. Probably the most fun part has been down here. Very wild and crazy roads. And we had a hard time keeping up with the time limit as well. Why last drive? Because I feel like it's getting a little bit same. So I want to start a new character, which I'm going to do next week. If I happen to or manage to install pro mods, which I'm going to do. So that's kind of why I want to break from this character to another one, or a new one, because I don't know if installing the pro mods, which is a bigger external mod, adding a lot of places, adding a lot of point of interests and new places as well. We're going to get more of Sweden and Norway, Finland, and also Iceland, which is outside of this current map, is that mod. So I think that might break this character. And I also want to do a set rule set for myself. So I'm going to drive without a GPS, drive without a map, basically. So I need to, when we pick a job up, we need to look which cities we're going to pass through, and then I'm going to have to drive with the road signs in mind only. So I'm going to try to do it ultra realistic, if you will. And then we're probably going to set up a couple of goals. The one that we mentioned today was maybe try to visit all capitals of all the countries that we can visit. That could be a cool one. Just collecting money seems kind of boring. Just say, oh, I'm going to get up to 2 million. Well, that's going to happen eventually anyway. So we're probably going to do something like that. And if someone has any suggestions on goals you can set for yourself, that could be good. Visiting every single city, it's a little bit too much, I think. It is possible, obviously, but seems a little bit boring as well. So that's probably something we're going to do. So I'm hopefully going to start a new character next week. And I'm obviously keeping this around. We can always continue on this if the mod doesn't break this save completely, which it might do. I'm not sure about that. So we'll see. And I'm also going to look into the regular mods or the workshop mods. See what we're going to add. I do have a couple of those installed on this one. So I might change those out a little bit. Depending on what is possible to do with the Pro Mods one. Drive 20 kilometers per hour. Well, you're not going to make a lot of deadlines, I think. I see you drove by my birthplace. Should be... Let's see. Is it somewhere around these parts? You don't need to answer that. Shouldn't dox you. Level 1. But yeah, I think that was it. So after all that driving, we just traveled a couple of miles here. This is where we ended up. And how did we do on money and garages? So garage manager, we have 1, 2, 4 garages spread out across the world. Not the world, but Europe. England, Sweden, Germany, and Spain. That's pretty cool. I think we only had 2 drivers here. But yeah. And Isabella, usually my favorite. Yep, still the favorite. She's doing such a good job. Maybe we can bring her along into our new save. She is... So why was she best? I think this, long range driving or whatever it's called. I think this is where she got all the money. She also has a very weird log. Okay, today it is really good. This is insane. This is really good. Usually she has like 10,000 and then minus 4,000, plus 12,000, minus 2,000. It looks bad, but she has always been my biggest earner ever since the day she came along. So I think I'm gonna do that for the next one as well. Probably the first one we hire is gonna be long driving. And don't remember if it paid off straight away. I think she was a little bit wonky in the beginning. And this guy we hired long before her. Not long, but a little while before. And he's still not catching up to her. So kind of even, but not very well paid. So that's a thing to think about as well. Deus Ex gave it away, okay. That's what I thought as well. I wasn't sure if it was exactly that city. But alright. But yeah, and we're probably going to swap out what type of truck we're driving. I've been happy about this one. It has served its purpose. Haven't stumbled upon anything that we couldn't haul. And I do believe there are way heavier stuff. I don't know if it didn't show up for me because my truck isn't capable of hauling it, or if we weren't looking enough. But some of those slow deliveries, they're kind of boring, I think. Probably going to do some in the future as well, of course, but we'll see. And yeah, so most likely a new character next week, starting up our second playthrough. It's not really a playthrough, but ish. So it's going to be fun, and keeping to certain rules and goals should also be very fun, I think. So yeah, that's for next Sunday. A couple of new games coming up this week. Monday, we're going to keep playing Witcher 3. And then on Tuesday, we're going to start up Pathologic. An old classic weird game. It's not that old, but it is quite strange and confusing. I've never played it. I watched through a playthrough a couple of years ago. That's not going to help me at all, so it's going to be very fun. And Wednesday we're going to continue Dark Mod, of course, and Thursday we're starting up City Builder, Banished. So that's going to be interesting as well. I've never played that, I've never seen any gameplay from it, so it's going to be probably very difficult in the beginning at least. And Thursday, that's Thursday. Yeah, that's all the weeks. That's all the days of the week that I'm streaming. So, thank you for hanging out, and hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.